So, you get in a helicopter and you start the engine. And then, what do I do next? Well, that's what we're here to do, to figure out today, guys. I'm going to teach you guys how to fly Littlebirds in Battlebit. Back after this, guys. So first off, before you start flying this helicopter, because there's no tutorial, the first thing we're going to have to do is keybinds. So, the default keybinds, don't fly with them. If you fly with the default keybinds, you're just going to look like this guy. Now, if you're completely new to Battlebit, the keybinds are located in the escape key bindings right here. So, you're going to want to scroll all the way down until you get to helicopters. So, the first one is the throttle increase. This is how you go up and how you go down, otherwise known as the collective. So, we're going to want to have that on W and S. Don't mind these joystick buttons. That is for a HOTAS that I had set up. Don't fly with a HOTAS. It's possible. Shout out to Starhammer for figuring out how to do it. Not recommended for Battlebit. It's not integrated properly. Next, helicopter your right and your left. You will have these set on A and D. Change them immediately. We're going to set them to mouse X positive, which is to your right, and mouse X negative to your left. Then we're going to go to pitch up, which is mouse up, and pitch down, which is down. Then we're going to go for roll left or right, which is D, and roll left A. Then we can change the repel to whatever we like and change camera to whatever you like, but I keep them on defaults Q and C. So that's your keybinds. Now you have your keybinds set up. So the first thing you do is start your engine. We have it running already. And then I don't want you to press anything else but W. I want you just to get the heli hovering in the air. Now you will notice if you're too low, the heli will automatically want to land, which is weird, and you won't be able to hover too low on the ground. Look, I'm not touching anything and it wants to land. So you want to hover past the landing point where it just wants to hover. Now we're not pressing anything, okay? Follow along. The next what I want you to do is take your mouse and only move it to the right and to the left. Let's see. Can you do this without crashing? Perfectly fine. Sweet. Now move it up a little bit. You're starting to move backwards. Move it down a little bit. Oh no, we're gonna have to press W now to move up a little bit again. And then we put her back in a hover. Do you see on the screen in the center there is a solid bar? This is your tilt. It will let you know if you tilt down. Okay, my heli is tilted down and we're moving forward. If I tilt up, my heli is moving backward now. I know you guys are probably thinking, oh, this is so obvious. But some people, they get in a heli. None of these are things that they see on their screen make any sense. And they smash it into the ground. Like this guy. So now you are able to move your heli to the right and to the left using your mouse. And W is up and S is down. So now we are able to move this heli, and all I want you to do now is to try and fly forward and then fly backwards. That's all I want you to do. Just get the feeling for that and using your throttle to go up and down to try and balance and find that balance point. Don't go too far up or too far back forward, otherwise you will fall out of the sky. I'll teach you about that later. So now, let's get it back in a hover. Next keys I want you to focus on are A and D. This is your roll. So this is how you put your heli in a certain type maneuvers. Now we're not going to focus on that too much. All I want you to do is get the feeling for tilting and moving around in circles. You're using your A key to tilt, only tapping. Don't hold it, otherwise you're going to roll the heli and smash into the ground. So tap it slightly and turn yourself and use your mouse to correct and the D key to correct if you over tilt too much with the A key. So you're trying to tilt the heli and turn with the mouse, and if it tilts too much, you press the D key, tapping it, just keeping yourself at a slight tilt and keeping your turn. Keep the heli tilting to the left and correcting with your mouse to try and keep the heli upward. Congratulations, you're flying a helicopter in Battlebit. Now, you can use D to go the other direction and tilt up and down to make sure that you're not going too fast or too quick. And there you go, get it back in a hover. Look how I'm using the indicator to make sure that I'm not too far forward and I'm not too far back. We're getting it level. We're hovering. Now, let's put her down and come in for a landing here. Just put her down very softly here. And use W and S key to slightly put her down. There we go. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, I don't need to watch the rest of the video. You're wrong. You're 100% wrong. There is so much more to flying helis. So, here's your checklist. You started the engine, you've dropped the rope, and you've taken off. Now, your rope is down. You can see because below on the left it says Z, rope deployed, left alt to repel. So, that means your rope's down. And now, let's go to the next parts that you need to know. C on your keyboard, C for Charlie, is your camera down below. Now this is how you can tell if people are getting on your rope. And let's have Captain there get on the rope just so that we can see. This is how it looks when someone is on the rope. Now, he's going to be on the ground. And he's going to run around there around it. I'm going to show you what happens if you're flying too high. Get off that rope there, Captain. Give me a sec. If you're flying too high, Captain, try and get on that rope. Try and get on it. Try and get on the rope. You can't get on the rope because you're flying too high, because you're a terrible pilot. And you don't realize that you need to fly a little lower so that he can get on. Can you get on now, Captain? Get on? Get on, Captain? Alright. Now, you can see he's gotten on and he's climbed up. Now, you will come across this very often in Battlebit. You'll have the heli bobbing up and down. Oh my goodness, I've dropped him. Oh no. I'm leaving. Oh my goodness. What's happened? You have one of your teammates left behind, and what do we want to do as heli pilots? Never leave anyone behind. So, make sure you tell them, especially new players, to get on the rope and climb up a little bit. Now, here's another thing. We're coming in for a drop here. Okay, I'm gonna come in for a drop. Imagine we're coming in for a drop. He's way too high up on the rope. Get high up on the rope there, Captain. I know you're automatically going down because you're used to it, but get higher up there. All right, he higher up still. Oh, okay, that's good. Don't get into the heli. Just get high enough so I can see your feet. Okay, so he's high up on the rope. You're coming in for a drop. You've done your awesome drop. Oh, shoot. There's no one that dropped. That's because... it's because, basically, you need to tell your boys, Hey, Captain, can you get halfway on the rope? I'm coming in for drop. Thank you so much. Now, let's drop him on this point over here. Coming in. And we drop him. Oh, and we're going. What happened? He's down there and it's all perfect. Let's go pick him up again. Get back on, Captain. Stop shooting at me. So, the number one thing for a heli pilot to do is communicate. You have a chat for a reason. If you're flying helis and you're not using the chat, you shouldn't be flying helis. Now, let's go through, because we mentioned chat, let's go through the different types of chat. So you have your main talk chat, where you'll hear me playing music and chatting with everyone that's in the heli. Hello there, Captain. How you doing, brother?
Doing alright.
See there? Now, then we have the Bravo chat. So this is your squad. So if you go in here, this is my heli squad. And everyone in here, they'll be able to hear me. So if I can just go here and I can say, hello squad, this is your leader. How are you doing? Over. And hopefully you get a response, but there we go. We're just making a YouTube video here, so say hello to chat there. Alright, so that is everyone in your squad. They can hear you from no matter where you are. Then we have the squad leader chat. And if you're flying a heli, you should be using the squad leader chat and communicating your drops and pickups. So squad leader chat is N for November. And I don't have it active right now because I'm not a squad lead, but it's important to be using your squad lead chats. So, now we know all about the chats, we know about the keybinds, and we know about basic flight controls and basic drops. So let's do a basic drop. We're going to go and we're going to find a red point. So as you can see, I'm flying towards Delta here. And I'm going to do this very basic without any fancy tricks or anything. And I'll teach you guys the basics. This is going to be the basics. So your rope is down. And then you're going to communicate to your squad. Hey guys, we're going in for a drop on Delta. Get on that rope, as you can see. Make sure you're halfway on the rope, guys. Don't go too low. Now we're going to go in. We're going to do a drop. Tilt the heli down. Roll in. And drop. That was a basic heli drop. And as you can see, they are down there. And you'll probably get a view from the outside here from Respect. He's going to give us an outside view of how that drop looked. Now we're going back to base. And you see we're already getting transport bonus here. Now we're going to come in and we're going to go back here and level out. And then we're going to communicate again to the squad lead chat. Imagine I'm pressing N and saying, this is Golf Echo November Tango. We're in base looking for passengers. Over. Decide again. We're going in for another drop. And then I'm going to communicate to my squad lead chat. I'm going to say, this is Golf Echo November Tango coming in for a Delta drop. Over. And then we're coming in. We check on the halfway on the rope. We have someone on the rope. Hey boys, we're coming in for a drop on Delta. Be prepared. Now this is how it looks when you have some advanced pilot skills. Coming in. And he's in there. And now we're getting out of here. Heading back to base. The most important thing about reading the map is looking for where there's dead players. So you can see here, this is the front lines. We'll go into depth more about reading the map in another video, but for now, all you need to know is this site is going on heavy. That means there are people here fighting hard and a lot of people are dying. So we want to try and reinforce that position. Alright boys, we're going for drop. Hold on site. I'm going to be dropping you guys on Charlie for reinforcement. So make sure you get on that rope as we approach, and we're going to be doing a vertical drop. So make sure you guys get on the rope and get about halfway. Coming in. Hold on tight. Going vertical. Now, you'll notice I dropped them on the opposite side of where the enemies are. And the reason for that is I did not want them to die. So as a heli pilot, your passengers' lives are in your hands. If you drop them on top of the enemies and they are not sweat players, they will immediately die. And you will not get that person that will get back in. He won't get back in that heli because he's like, oh, I died immediately when I dropped. Why did I get in the heli and wait to drop? There was no advantage to it. So your goal as the pilot is make sure after I drop my passengers, they are alive, because that means I get transport bonus. Because every kill that a person you drop gets gives you points, and you will start climbing the leaderboard. As you can see, just from a few drops, we've had 2,400 points, which is good. Good job, Captain. You're kicking ass there. Now, make sure that as you're approaching, you're looking for number one, trying to drop your guys in a place where they're not going to die immediately, where they have cover close to them, and where there's a good amount of enemies for them to kill. Because it's not going to help if you drop them somewhere where there's no enemies around them at all for them to fight. You just want to drop them behind cover so that they can stay in the cover, pop out of the cover, and get some kills. Unless you have a bunch of sweats on board, but that is a different story, and we'll cover that in a later stage and the more advanced. So let's show you guys here the next part about these drops. This is how you avoid RPGs. You're gonna want to fly high. This is what I like to call your safety net. Is the map boundary where you go up so high where if the heli starts bouncing up and down. This is your safety net. You want to be flying up here, and then you want to look at the speed on the left next to the rope deployed. You want to keep that at high speed, so pitch down a little bit. We're above 150. Now, if we're coming in for a drop, this is the next step. Aim down to where the rotor blades start falling, and then correct and keep your speed and drop. That was without any fanciness, and we kept our speed. If you keep your speed well above 150 kilometers per hour while you're coming down and dropping, then you will not get hit by RPGs. It's very unlikely for them to hit you, and if they do, they're doing very well. So again, to do this, Captain, hop on that rope. Hop on that rope, Captain. We're coming in for drop. So he's on the rope. I'm going to pitch my rotors down to where I start falling out, then pitch up again, turn around, and let's put him down here. And now, what I did wrong there was I didn't keep the momentum and keep moving, because I'm used to doing roll drops, but you can do this with a regular normal drop just by pitching down, pulling up, keeping your momentum, and going for drop. This is the next step. For pickups, you want to come in fast, go low, tell him, get in, get in, get in, get in. He's in, and we're up, and we're out. And always move your tail rotor. Move that tail rotor, so you're not going to get hit from an RPG on the tail rotor, especially in the Black Hawk when you're doing a pickup. Pickups are extremely dangerous, and I only recommend doing them on a point that has been completely liberated and captured, like what we did there. For example, if we have B and we're fighting for C, like if we have B and we're fighting for C, then most of the enemies will be spawning on C. Then you'll notice that there's no X's dying on the position that you're going for a pickup. Then go for that pickup. It's still risky. You might still get sniped because you're standing still and there are snipers all around the map, but it's still safe enough. Coming in. Drop, 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 drop. Now you can see that we don't have anyone on the rope. We're getting shot here. Hold tight. So when you're getting shot, evasive maneuvers would be point the belly of the helicopter at where the bullets are coming and roll around. Keep yourself moving and point back to where you're going. So you want to keep your direction going in the way that you were going. So now we have an engineer on board. So this is another situation that is something that I'd like to teach you guys. If you're flying with friends, get one of them to hop on the engineer, get into your heli, and sit on F5 or F6 with an RPG, and when the heli gets hurt, they can press left alt, look at the side of the heli, and repair your helicopter. That is great. It's fun. You won't always have someone like that. As you can see, we have a captain here on the side. and he's sitting there. He can both RPG and repair, which is awesome. So next, let me teach you guys a little bit about rope mechanics. Before we go into any of the advanced stuffs like the rolls and things like that, let's go into the rope mechanics. So if you look down, you can see he's on the rope here. We got X on the rope. If I move forward, the rope moves forward. If I move backward, the rope moves backwards. So that's why I was trying to teach you guys how to fly forward and then stop momentum, fly backwards. So what we want to try and do is get that rope to come up forward. So let's go for a drop here. Hello, man. We're going to come in for a drop here on Charlie. I'm going to teach you guys the normal mechanics. Like, so we're going to go forward. And you can see, and then we're going to come on around, and then we're coming in fast, and the drop has gone down. So the rope should have been perfect for him to get inside that. Yeah, it did. Forward really fast, and then hit S, the rope comes forward. So that is something that I want to teach you guys. So you can use this to perfectly place people. Let's just go get some repairs here. Bro, hop on that rope. All right, cool. So now watch this. As if we're coming in, and I'm pressing W right now, I'm aiming forward, and we want to drop these guys on that on Bravo here. Okay, so we're gonna come in, drop the heli down, and then press S to go backwards. And look, I'm pushing the rope forward, and that places him right where he needs to be. I know I tapped the ground there, but I'm just trying to teach you guys how to move the rope. So to move the rope, you stick the nose down, and you press S at the same time, and the rope moves forward. So that is a mechanic called rope mechanics. So you'll need to learn this, especially when you're coming in on a roll, because you want to place the rope, because the rope goes behind you, and then if you press S, it goes in front of you. So it's very important to learn where your rope is when you're coming in for a drop. We are a little bit damaged here, so I'm going to have to do an evasive maneuver drop. So I'll teach you guys here. So keep an eye on where the rope is. We're going to come in. Oh, Captain's repairing us. Thank you, Captain. Okay, we're going to come in. We're going to put it into a nose roll. So the rope is now in front of me. Now it's behind me. And now I'm going to drop there. And I'm going to evasive maneuver out of there so that we don't get hit by an RPG. And Captain would have been placed pretty much next to a rock, so he was safe. And he got one kill. He was undercover. So what was my steps? Look where I was going to drop. Make sure that I put my rope near a place where there's cover so that he can survive the drop. And then I'm going to move the rope using S. Alright. So we have just gotten a mark on a vehicle. Whereabouts did you mark him? By the beach, in the water. I see him there. He's marked the vehicle here. So now we have an RPG on the right hand side. So this is how you fly with an RPG person. You want to keep your nose facing towards the vehicle, and then boom, he's got it. So there's another vehicle shooting at us right now. Perfect timing. Boys, get on that rope. So we're going to do a backwards rope drop, and we're going to RPG at the same time. So I'm going to stick the nose down, go for that RPG, move that rope forward, place forward. They're behind them. Now they're clear, and giving him a shot. He didn't take it, so we're gonna leave. Never linger too long when doing RPGs. So he's on my right hand side. You guys might be left-handed, so it's probably gonna be better to have your RPG guys sit on your left hand, because I like to spin in the clockwards direction. So it keeps, let's say you can practice here on this let's practice on, let's get out of the zone here quickly. Let's practice on this little island here. Let me, oh shoot, let's go over this way a little bit. Actually, let's go practice on the actual target over there. Okay, so I'm gonna clockwise spin around him. All right, and we're coming in, gonna nose down so that the RPGs can't hit me. Coming around, fire at will. I'm getting hit, moving out. So now you can see we're moving out, and I'm moving myself around so that it's harder for him to hit me, and it keeps my passengers safe as well. Okay, so that's RPG mechanics. So, and now the next thing is RPG mechanics. Once your RPGs run out, they will need to resupply. So you're gonna have to look for these little boxes. They're called resupply points. Oops. Give me a second. You can see I recovered there from that. I'll teach you guys how to recover from that in a second. Okay, so he's gone and he's resupplied and he's gone back in. So that's another thing just about RPGs that you guys are gonna have to realize is you're gonna have to come back, and when he says I'm out of RPGs, come and give him some RPGs from that box. So last but not least, if you have more than 4 RPGs in your helicopter, get someone to stop RPGing, because there are only 4 good seats. One there, one here, and then behind them they have another 2 seats. Alright boy, let's go for a drop. Yeah, so then you could have a medic and 4 RPG guys, but if you have more than that, you shouldn't be in the helicopter. You should be on that rope and coming in for a drop. Alright boys, get ready on that rope. We're coming in for a drop. Gonna stick you guys behind a jeep here that has a guy on the ridge. So now you can see I'm coming in reverse. I'll teach you guys how to fly like this in a second, and the rope is in front of me. I can see exactly where it's going to be placed, and we're out of there. And he got that kill, and he got another, and another, and another. So yeah, he's getting more. He's still going. See, that was a good drop. So the best thing that we need to be doing now is teaching you guys how to fly backwards. Let's start working on the advanced maneuvers. So to fly backwards, you're going to want to put your heli nose down and press S at the same time. You're flying backwards, but you're dropping altitude. So flying backwards, there are 2 ways. The first way is by putting your head up and moving backwards this way, and then using your cam. You can see here we're flying backwards with W, and there we can fly backwards. I would recommend using your cam, but this is only sometimes it's effective. It's good for repositioning while you're moving fast, but when we're going in for drops and we want to lose altitude while flying backwards, you put your nose down and press S at the same time, and you can roll and move and do whatever you like and keep control of the helicopter that way. So you'll see me come in for a drop like this, where I throw my nose up in the air to the right. I press roll right and S at the same time. There is your first advanced maneuver. So let's come in for a drop here. Get already on rope. Come in, drop, drop, drop. And now we're dodging RPGs, and we got a nasty drop, and we're leaving. And everyone is shooting at us because, oh my goodness. Yeah, because they're all on that hill. Goose would love this match, honestly. He would be going ham over there. So let's go and let's repair ourselves a little bit. We have our repair tool guy as well, which is nice. So that was one of my advanced maneuvers. So another thing that he just reminded me is the black bar of health. So if you're getting a lot of damage, they can only repair you so much. Each time it's less and less and less and less, so you do have to go back to the base to reset that black bar. Okay, let's get back to the advanced maneuvers. So the advanced maneuvers are, I've taught you now how to aim down and press S to fly backwards to get your rope in front of you. I have now taught you the roll. So the roll is you want to throw your mouse up and to the right and hit the D key and the S key at the same time. And that will give you a nice smooth barrel roll. And you don't have to worry about falling out of the sky. So the next thing is, you can do this on either direction. So if you want to go to the other direction, you put your head up and you can spin, and there you go. So you can see we lost a lot of altitude there because I'm not used to doing that direction, but it is still possible. The next thing, you can see they're already shooting at us because they know that I'm flying. All right, get ready boys, get ready on that rope. I'm gonna drop you guys behind the enemies here, coming in for drop. Now we're gonna drop down using that same style of drop, and we're gonna get out of here. There we go. And dodged an RPG again. So you can see it's very difficult for them to hit us with the RPG because of the way we're flying. Now we're getting some repairs. Thank you so much, Captain. Now, your number one thing is you want to keep your momentum going. When you're doing advanced maneuvers and going for drops, you want to keep your speed up. So let's go for another drop. Circle wants to get down there, so you put your nose down S and D, there we're using our roll, coming down, keeping my speed up, drop, and then keep going. My speed is always above around 150, 140 kilometers per hour. You can see that above the rope deploying. So we want to keep that speed up to keep the likelihood of us getting killed very low. And then where are we again? In the safety net, up in the top of the map. That's where our safety net is. It's also a great place for RPG people. So now let's go for another advanced drop. This one is pitch up all the way, holding S and D, coming down really fast. And then we're going to go down and drop and bring her back up. I was not looking where I was going, but it's okay. I lost a lot of altitude and I lost a lot of HP. And we want to get out of here as quick as possible so that we don't get blown up. So when you're doing that maneuver, you're going to lose altitude very quickly. And the reason for that is it's one of my favorite drops to do. I call it the vertical drop. So you basically put the heli fully upside down, and that causes the game to think you're stalling and you fall really quickly. Now, if you're not going to pull yourself out of that quick enough, you will hit the ground like I did there. Now, it takes practice to figure out how quickly you should pull up, and it takes practice to keep your momentum on the way out. Because if you stop your momentum suddenly, you'll survive like what I did there, but you're a sitting duck. And in a very high skill lobby, you will immediately die. So next, let's try this again. We're going to come in with a vertical drop. So I'm going to stick my nose all the way up into the sky and press S and D again. Coming in. And now you see we're coming in very fast. I'm keeping my momentum and go straight. Keep your momentum, hold W. Now, another thing. This is the equipment you should be wearing when flying the helicopter. You should be wearing exosuit. Now, the reason for that is because if he gets hit in the head with a sniper rifle, he's going to survive unless it's an M200. Now, if any other gun shoots him, he's going to take a lot more damage to kill, a lot more bullets to hit, and the front windscreen in all the helicopters in Battlebit are not bulletproof. And let's say you've gotten stuck on something. Oh my goodness, I've flied over here. Oh shit, I'm stuck on this. First thing you do, get the heli level again and move away. So let's repair again and I'll get stuck on something else. Let's say we're coming in for a drop here and it's even hard to get it stuck on something. Oh shoot. The foot got stuck on this. The foot got... Oh no. I'm too good at this. The foot... I'm sideways. I'm flying. What? I'm sideways. Now level out and then get it straight again. So you want to not just constantly press the W key. Your goal is to press the S key to fix it. So there we go. We're stuck. I'm going to want to level it out by pressing S until it's level and then let go of the controls. So we're not going to spam the W button just because we're in a helicopter. And most people make that mistake, and hopefully that helps you guys out. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. This was the basic tutorial, and I went over a small little bit of advanced flying. If you've gone through all of this, that means you're ready to fly the helicopter, but do it in dead servers because we don't have a practice tool for helicopters just yet, and I don't want you guys being like that guy flying the heli into the ground, because nobody wants to be that guy. Go earn your wings, you have the tools, and make sure that if you're waiting in spawn and you have one person on the rope, don't wait for 10 or 20 more. Just go and drop. Be active, because the more you're active, the more drops you get, the more transport points you get. Please don't be that guy sitting in base, not wondering why nobody's spawning in this heli. And as for everything else, if you guys are struggling further and need more help, we have a Discord and I'll link it down below. And if you want to see how some of the crazy pilots fly, come over to my Twitch. We have a whole group of them that are flying, and we have some crazy ground players as well, and even some more amazing RPG people. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tell me what you liked down below. Hit that thumbs up and all the YouTuber bullshit, and have a good day. Peace.